Stop apologizing for saying no. The era of being a slave to the calendar is over. We are riding a massive energy shift right now, and it's time to stop feeling burned out and start taking control. Let's reclaim your power and get you through the breakthrough you deserve today. I am Empress Miss Mo, your fairy god cousin. My goal is to keep you 5 steps ahead of your enemies, your frenemies, and all these scallywags out here in these worldwide streets. This is a collective reading. All zodiac signs all around the world is included. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and tap in. Ancestors, use me as a divine tool to channel this message to all my big steppers, collective, all around the world. Thank you. The shadow in the window came out. Yeah. You gotta say no. Spirit says say no. Okay, because you need to preserve your energy. That's a word that a lot of energy vampires do not like. Okay, but this is the thing. You got to say no because there's a lot of shadow work to be done. You can't please everybody. You got too many different obligations that is spiritual more than material, is what I heard. All right, and these energy vampires want to ride on your coattail or distract you from what it is that you've been working on for a little while now. Okay, so you're gonna have to say no to these people because there's no value in saying yes. There's more value in you actually being in solitude for this Leo season, of course, and saying no. Okay, there's shadow work to be done. The things that you don't want to show, it's time to shine light on the things that even you try to hide. Okay? There are things about yourself that you could change, and you got to focus on that. If you don't, you're going to be stuck in this small pond. You'll be a big fish in a small pond. Spirit says that's no good for you. Okay? You need to get out there in the ocean. You're growing. There's room for growth right now. You're so close to where you need to go, where you need to be. Okay, and so you just gotta I was listening to Trina and she said, I'm gonna sex my frame up. I'm gonna step my game up and sex my frame up. I remember her saying that years ago. I'm like, what is she talking about? But you would need to like chisel yourself. You know, there's some imperfections, but there's room for like a little adjustments in your lifestyle and your behaviors. Okay, you know, there's some things that you could change. That's okay. It wouldn't hurt you to change whatever this could be here. Okay. The divine is wanting you to be in solitude during this Leo season, to focus on your shadow work so you can chisel and adjust yourself accordingly to where you're going. Okay, because you got the fruits of labor flourishing, growing. Okay, and these energy vampires really don't want to see you eat your own fruit. They want to eat it from you. Okay, so to avoid that from happening, wow, you got to call your power back. How is that? Yeah, you're gonna have to fully be honest about who you are and who you're around at this time. Yeah, because you're on a divine path. You're on the right path. You don't need to change where you're headed. You just need to change certain behaviors. So by the time you get there, you'll be able to fit in that space, or you'll be able to be leading in that space. Okay. Wow. You're going towards the right direction once again, but these people are going to try to trigger you, to hit you when you least expect it with unresolved triggers. You don't want to be have unresolved triggers because there is a bias in you. Everybody has biases. And Spirit wants you to understand what those truly are, so you can really start to focus on healing in that area. Okay, because you are still judging people, places, and things around you, or even judging yourself based on what happened to you in your past. Okay? Your past still creeps up as some things trigger you to where you do crash out sometimes, or you over express yourself when you don't need to, or over explain yourself. Okay? You cannot people please people right now. Okay? Because anybody that's really truly coming in close to you, when they're, especially when there's no value, they just want to get in your business. They want to get deep in your emotions. They want to find out your weaknesses and your triggers and stuff. And you don't want nobody else finding your triggers out before you do. Now that's a bad, that right there itself, that's bad work. That's some crazy work right there. You don't want someone else to learn your weaknesses before you do. That's crazy work. Okay? So you're going to have to stop people pleasing so you can really focus on your healing. Yeah, because you're going somewhere. Okay? There is something you need to hop into very fast. This is something you don't want to tell everybody. You may not want to display this to everyone. It's not for everybody to know. Okay? Because they're not, no one is to be trusted with your weaknesses or this healing process you're going to be moving into. Because this destiny is for you, Big Stepper. This destiny is for you. It's not for anyone else. But if you're not prepared by the time you get there, you could also, unfortunately, return to sender, sabotage yourself. Okay? And you don't want to sabotage what you've built based on the fact that you haven't did enough shadow work to really deal with your biases. Oh my God. You're going to have to drop these biases off for you to really move forward in life. Okay? Wow. So what does that mean? Setting boundaries is very important because you're healing. And another thing about when you're in the midst of healing, healing is not pretty. It could be mean, it could be cruel, it could be sometimes impatient. Sometimes healing could be a little irritating, okay? Sometimes, so you may not want to be around a lot of people or just too many people when you're in this process here. You got to be around people who truly understand the healing process, who either is already healed or is really on the same journey you're on, so that everybody can understand where everybody stands. You know what I'm saying? Because you may not want to talk with people too much, and you got to have friends that understand that you're not being funny. You just really kind of like healing right now. Does that make sense? Okay, so you may need to tell your people, like, hey, y'all, if I don't go to events this season, please, even though it's your birthday, even though it's your anniversary or whatever it could be a major event, okay, that you'll be missing out on because of this healing process you're in. Okay, so it's not really good for you to be around a whole lot of people in big events. You're going to have to protect your energy, definitely, and you're going to have to choose yourself first. Okay, if it's not really that intimate, then you may not want to go. Okay. Once again, I told y'all already, if you were to look at my previous videos, there's one of the other videos, I can't remember which one it was, y'all. Okay, but if you already watched my videos anyway, you'll know about the Leo season. Watch the Leo season videos. It will kind of give you the details you need on how to handle the Leo season at this time for your elevation and what to look forward to, and also in the Virgo season. Okay, and why it's important to be solo dolo in your healing and learning. You're going to be healing, learning, and coaching thyself during the Leo season, y'all. Okay. Period. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else before I end this reading? A conclusion? Conclusion is, yeah, it landed on that. Yeah, like I said, Spirit says, you don't want to fake it to make it in this situation. When it's time for you during the Virgo season to merge into this new lifestyle, this new business, this new space, this new community, this new I said lifestyle because it's a lot about lifestyle. It has something to do with lifestyle. Okay, there's something new that is only for you, and you don't want to fake it to make it. You want to know it. You want to live it. You want to see it. You want to do it. You want to already have experience in it. So the experience is the shadow work of you being honest with thyself, because you can't help anyone else with their life if you're not helping yourself with your own life. You get what I'm saying? How can you tell the truth to someone else and you're not willing to tell the truth to yourself? Okay, so this is one of the main reasons why most of us big steppers, we're merging into this season, this transformation. This portal is open for us because we can actually handle the truth. We can actually handle the truth, y'all. Okay, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you so much. For all the people who would like to book a reading, go ahead and click the link in my bio. Thank y'all so much. God bless you all. Bye-bye.